Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're doing the volume of cylinders. Okay, so a cylinder is not a prism because it has a circular face, and prisms have all polygon faces. They have all straight sides. Okay, so it's not a cylinder, but the volume works exactly the same way because we have the cross section is always a circle. Okay, the cross section is always a circle. So the volume is also the same as a cylinder, as a prism. It's the area of base, or area of the cross section, times the height or the length of the prism. Okay, which is the distance from circle to circle. Okay, the base of a cylinder is a circle, as you can see, and the height in this case is 5.5. Okay, but the area of base, that's just a circle, so we can put in the circle area formula, which is pi r squared. So that means the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. Pi r squared h. So in this question, we have volume equals pi times the radius. Now the radius is actually half of 15, which is 7.5. So it's going to be times 7.5 squared times the height, which is 5.5. Okay, 5.5. And that we will do on our calculator. So we can type in, you can find pi in your calculator, and then multiply by 7.5 squared times 5.5. Okay, we do that, we get well, we're going to get an irrational number. That means the digits actually go on forever. So you have to do some sort of rounding. I will round to the nearest tenth. That's 971.9. So it's approximately 971.9. And our units are cubic meters. So that's our answer. Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, in this one here, we have not exactly a cylinder, it's a half cylinder. So it's cut in half. So we can change our formula to be half times pi r squared h, or pi r squared h divided by 2 for a half of a cylinder. So in this case, the radius is actually 1 meter because this diameter is 2. So we have half times pi times 1 squared times 3 is the height, or the length if you will. It's just a distance from circle to circle. And we can write this in terms of pi pretty easily. This is 3 over 2 pi, so that's the exact answer. Sometimes you don't have a calculator and you have to write the exact answer. If we use our calculator and get a decimal approximation, we can do 3 divided by 2, or 1.5, and then multiply by pi, and that's 4.71. 4.71 cubic meters. Okay, let's do one more example. Here we have a pipe, so the middle is hollow. Okay, so volume is the amount of space it takes up. So we have to do the volume of the bigger cylinder and then subtract the smaller cylinder in the middle. Okay, so I can write out the entire statement. The bigger cylinder, let's write it out in words first. Big cylinder minus small cylinder. Okay, so that's going to be the big cylinder has a radius of just 5. So it's going to be pi times 5 squared times the height of the cylinder is distance from circle to circle. So that's 15. 15. And then the small circle is pi times the radius of the small circle is just 3. It's half the diameter times 15. Okay, so this is going to be, let's write it all in terms of pi first. That's always a bit neater. 5 squared times 15. That gives me 375. So this is 375 pi minus, this is 9 times 15 is 9 times 10 is 90. Add on half of that is 135 pi. Okay, so that gives us 240 pi is the exact answer. And our decimal approximation is going to be 750, well, it rounds up to 754.0. Okay, now some of your calculators will actually just write down the answer as 240 pi. So there's a button somewhere, probably an F to D button, that will change it to a decimal. So look for that button if the decimal answer doesn't come up.